Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Janani. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made these honeycomb earrings. So I wanted to actually design some earring components using my M1 laser machine. What I did was I headed over to Canva to design this. I chose this beautiful bee clip heart and flower border. Of course, if you would like a more in-depth of a video, please let me know. I'll make that. So once I had the design, I exported it as a PNG with a transparent background, and I found this free website called Convertio. So I used that to convert my PNG image into SVG. So I'm using my leftover basswood for this component. I imported my SVG to xTool Creative Space, and I used the already listed settings for the engraving. The first time I did it, I actually did make the design a little bit bigger, but after seeing it engraved, I decided to make it a little bit smaller. I do wish I had made it a little bit more smaller, but that's okay, it all worked out at the end. So I just let the laser do its thing. There's something so satisfying about watching it engrave these cute little bees, and of course, thank goodness for my supervisor Simba for keeping an eye on the machine. So while the laser machine is creating those components, I'm gonna be making the honeycombs. This is the first time I'm using this Crafters Collection clay from Hobby Lobby. I got them for about 70 cents. So far I like it. I think it's like a mix between souffle and Fimo. But I do have to test the durability, but so far I like it. I cannot complain for 70 cents. I ran the clay through the pasta machine on the thickest setting. So I have to get out my secret weapon. So this is my secret weapon. I call it the Allen key. I know some people call it the hex key. Anyhow, it comes with those IKEA furnitures mostly. I'm sure you guys have some laying around your house. So to create this honeycomb texture, I'm pressing the key onto the clay very lightly. The trick is to offset it slightly so there will be a gap between those indentations. While I was working on that, the honeybees were ready. Look how adorable they are. Honestly, this little machine has brought me so much joy as a crafter and a business owner. I really adore this machine. Like always, I'll leave all the links and all the where you can find more information about this machine down below in the description box. So now the honeycomb texture is done. I'm using my hex cutter to cut the components out. Oh, and wait for it. This is the smoothest skeleton pull that I've ever done in my life. Anyways, I'm gonna be adding some simple translucent flowers to this honeycomb. So I ran my translucent clay through the pasta machine on the thinnest setting, and I cut some even strips of clay out of it. I do have a much more detailed tutorial on these flowers that I'm gonna make. I'll leave more information to that tutorial down in the description box, or like that little pop-up thing up there, wherever that is. So basically I took one of these strips and I gave it a little bit of texture using my fingers, like pinched it. Then I'm carefully creating these ruffle effects, and I'm also gonna be using a needle tool to give it a little bit more details on it. Bear with me, I'm still getting used to these long nails. I don't know how people do it with these long nails. I really thought they're like nice on tutorials, so that's why I wear them, but I don't think I can do with them. So next I'm adding these flowers to the honeycomb base, and also worked on adding some leaves and some clay dots to give it some detail. And as always, I'll leave all the tools and supplies used in this tutorial down in the description box. So I actually wanted to add even more details to this earring component, so I used some liquid clay, pastels, and whipped up some honey looking concoction. I added some liquid gold clay to give it a little bit more depth. I wanted to create like a drippy effect, so I think this concoction worked really well to get that effect. So here's how the final piece turned out. So like always, I cured them, I baked them in the oven for about an hour in 275 Fahrenheit. So once they are cooled down, I sanded them, and I chose this cute little gold hexagon component to go with the honeybees. So for finishing, to give the honey drip pot a little bit more depth, I finished it with UV resin, and I also used the same UV resin to attach the earring backs as well to the wood component, and of course you can get away with using some super glue as well. And here I'm putting everything together, and here's how they turned out. I really enjoyed this experiment with mixed media. I cannot wait to do some more experimenting, and thank you xTool again for sending me this awesome M1 machine. I'm super excited to make more content with that, and don't forget to check their website, and I'll see you on the next one.